Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. If you guys could subscribe here, that'd be great. And to the Tobin and Leroy show, weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you guys haven't seen, had Bam Adebayo this week. Fun interview with him. Talking some Olympics, talking some Khalil Ware, talking about his, approaching some Heat records and other shenanigans getting involved there. So check that on out. Recommend it. The other thing we got to get into is the free agent picture here. So big move yesterday from the Atlanta Hawks. They have officially traded DeJounte Murray to the New Orleans Pelicans. He gets dealt there. And, this was interesting from a couple standpoints because the Miami Heat fan definitely interested, I think, in picking the bones of the Atlanta Hawks. Who knows what Atlanta's going to do right now, right? They're in a bit of a weird place. They don't control their picks because of San Antonio, because of the DeJounte Murray trade, but they just had the number one pick overall in a draft that nobody was really that fired up of, especially at the top of the draft. So DeJounte Murray ends up going over to the Pelicans, and it didn't seem for like a lot. Like Larry Nance had a couple of first-round picks. For sure felt like something in the realm of the game that the Miami Heat could have gotten into. And there was actually a stat put out by StatMuse yesterday that DeJounte Murray is one of only two players to score over 20 this year, have over 5 rebounds, have over 5 assists, and have over 1.5 steals last season. The other one, Jimmy Buckets. So, obvious, and Jimmy been fond of DeJounte Murray's game. I understand the frustration on that one for Heat fans. I don't know what to make of like the agency thing, if there is this whole clutch Rich Paul thing that the Miami Heat don't want to get involved with. Because by all accounts, things have seemed like that whole relationship has been smooth. It's not like he's never spoken to Heat brass in recent memory. It was interesting I think it was this summer, was it? Rich Paul sitting with Bam Adebayo, Damian Lillard with LeBron and Savannah James. And, but this deal, of course, gets Miami Heat fans a little bit frustrated because you are antsy. You've already seen now Knicks make a move. The Hawks, we've all been wondering, what are they going to do? Where is their future lying? What are they, heading towards? I don't know. This is the thing that I'm finding that I find interesting with the trade with DeJounte Murray. So does this mean that they're blowing things up? Because the initial reports were, Trae Young is possibly going to be on the move. He switched agencies. And does this mean that he is going to be more likely to stick with Atlanta? Because, look, I don't know what Atlanta's going to do. But it is at this point where you have to wonder with them, like, hey, he's essentially their franchise player, right? And even though they're stuck in mediocrity right now, does that mean that they're just going to deal him to deal him? It's hard. It's really a hard read on that. Now, it was interesting yesterday while this was all going down. There was video that came out that I think was funny from a Heat fan perspective, because yesterday was Donovan Mitchell's, I guess, his Adidas camp or something like that, and Trae Young was there. And there's this it's just funny because right after the Murray trade, these videos come out from the camp that show him, there's video of him and Spida together chatting it up. This is from Tom Azarley. And then there's a video of him on the phone right after they traded DeJounte Murray. So, I think everybody can look at it two ways. Hey, is he going to be rats off a ship because he is ready to go into maybe a better winning situation? Or is he happy because he gets to stick at his franchise and, it's a little bit more of a comfortability thing? Him and DeJounte Murray didn't work out. it's I don't know. I do think that one of the things when you see what happened with the Mikal Bridges trade, now it's like, well, what does everybody want to get these all-stars? It's like the Knicks, just like the Rudy Gobert thing, kind of feel like they ruined everything from a trade perspective. So, for example, today there was reports from Woj saying that Lauri Markkanen had become available and that they're going to listen to offers on Lauri Markkanen, which, look, I need Alexander Barkov, new Florida Panthers champion, longtime Panthers captain, longtime Florida Panther, the greatest Finnish athlete of all time, the first Finnish captain to ever hoist Lord Stanley. But he is a hoops junkie, all right? Loves the Miami Heat, goes to Miami Heat games all the time. Might have a little bit more bother finally this year. D. Wade one time kneed him in the head. Might need Barkov. I don't know what his and Lauri Markkanen's relationship is as two of the best Finnish athletes out there, but I might need Barkov to go to him and tell him, hey, make a stink. And I don't know if that needs to say that in English or Finnish, but that's what you're going to need. And from the Markkanen thing, the thing that I've just always been skeptical of with the Miami Heat, though I would love the maneuver, is Danny Ainge. And Danny Ainge is going to want a bevy of picks. And the Miami Heat just don't have a lot of them, so he's got to really like some of the Heat's young players and, like Tyler and Jovic and Jaime Jaquez. And then you have to wonder, like, as great as Lauri Markkanen is he the guy that gets you over the top? I think he's a perfect, front court partner for Bam in a lot of ways and more seasoned, obvious than Nico is. But then it's like with the pick standpoint, do they have enough in their war chest to actually get that done? That's the big question. Then do you have to give up your pick? Do you have to give up where in addition to this? So it leads me back to a point where, like, I've never not been interested in this move, but I've just been skeptical just based on the parties that's involved with it, that Miami will actually get this done. And I know everybody's freaking out because I know Barry had some tweets yesterday, Barry Jackson, the great Barry Jackson, with the idea that, the Heat like their team again, you're getting a lot of that, and that they're only going to make a move if it's a major move, and so it just has to be back in a Damian Lillard situation where I always keep coming back to this for this summer, and that is the Donovan Mitchell thing. And I can put this up, and 5 minutes later he could be signing his extension with Cleveland. But that's where I continue to land back on. If there is going to be a big-time move for Miami, everybody keeps mentioning they're tired of Pat waiting around. They're tired of the front office waiting around. Guys, I am too. I want the Heat to make a major move. But, seeing DeJounte Murray go what he went for, I'm like, yeah, the Heat couldn't have beaten that. Like, there's nothing – there's no world and realm where they would have done that, or is it just that they didn't want to trade him in conference? I don't know. Because I do like DeJounte Murray a lot as a player, although I did unfollow him on Instagram after this. Boots on the gram. The one thing that I'm waiting for is Spida. Now, there was video yesterday from this Tom Alzari from his camp yesterday where he is meeting with Kenny Atkinson, and Kenny Atkinson looks very, very excited. Spida doesn't look that excited in this video. Apparently, Colby Altman was there too. So, I don't know. But the Cavs have their coach. The word was that they're, going to talk to him this weekend and hammer it out. But if we do get no news this week, if we do come out of the weekend and there's still no Donovan Mitchell news, yeah, I still maintain that that's plan A for Miami. Like, that is the guy with, with what Miami needs. That's the one that I'm looking at still. And I'm just like, all right, contract situation will likely make the push to get down here if he doesn't want to be in Cleveland, which I don't know. But if he, is trying to do the thing where he signs the extension and then make a move, you just take a lot of leverage out of the team's hand, So I think if you're Donovan, it's like, hey, if you really want to go and you don't want to stay in Cleveland, which I don't know that he does because sometimes he's like in vacation pictures. It's tough to read if Spida has, that make a stink in him, or is he like Bradley Beal where he just likes being gushed over, but he really likes to be in an organization where he gets all the pull. I don't know. But that has still remained for me. Everybody keeps, Toby, what do you think about this? It's like, yeah, I like it. I told you, I'll have a talk about Trae Young. Ice Trae 05. I'll have the talks about Lauri Markkanen, although I don't think it's very likely. But Spida has maintained to be, like, that is numerous. I wanted him 2 years ago. You know, the only guy that deterred me off that set was Damian Lillard. And I was like, because, I mean, if Damian Lillard comes in, and it still would feel that way this summer. I almost wish I want that to be plan B. If this falls through, tap back in with Dame and see, hey, Bucks, what are we doing? But, I don't know. I watched these videos, him with Trae Young, and then this video with him and the new Cavs coach. I was like, that's some weird stuff going on in that video, huh? Very weird stuff that was going on. He's like, oh, you're over enthusiastic guy, huh? That's what we got going on. So, buckle up. Got the Woj notifications, the Shams bombs. I got everybody going on, but my phone won't shut the hell up because moves just feel like they're flying hot and heavy with the NBA.